Hello everyone. Today's plan was to go out somewhere, film something nice outside, but Scottish weather had other ideas, and if I turn the camera around you will see why. It's chucking it down out there, kinda windy and very, very cold. But I have been busy, so I will show you something in a few minutes. I went through to visit my parents today and saw something in a charity shop. Yes, he's been back in a charity shop again, but there's a purpose to what I've got. It's not the main focus of this video, but it's also essential to the main focus of this video. Intrigued? Well, some of you may have seen my community post which mentioned something along the lines of what's in the box. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Charity shop buy was this. It's a fairly old Sony TV, full working order, and all of £15. You might be wondering, what on earth does he need an old TV for when he's got a perfectly good big TV? But it's the connections, the type of connections it has. That is why, for, as I said, what's in the box? And I'm just going to show you what's in the little box in a minute. Alrighty, let's get her on the sofa. That's probably easier. Better height for me. I've cut the top open, so yeah. Right, chuck that. Chuck that. Interesting packing material. Some kind of polystyrene, but it's very dense. Very, very dense. I could be very cheeky and say a bit like me, but would I be putting myself down? Who knows. Anyway, wing! Another bit. Wing! Ew. Yeah, got hair in my mouth or something. Right. What we have here is a mint in box, unused little thing. That is, it looks like the classic joystick for the Atari 2600, which was, could you say, the granddaddy of home games consoles, the one that made it really popular? Possibly. I actually had a 2600 years ago when I was still living with my parents. It was an eBay purchase, surprisingly enough. And it was, I don't know why I bought it. I saw it. It was cheap back then, and even though the kind of graphic style is nothing like we expect in modern games, I loved it. It probably ended up going to a second-hand shop when I moved out, and I never gave it much thought until, if I zoom in on that a little, I was nosing around in a charity shop one day and I saw one of these things, but not in its box, and I was intrigued by it when it just says plug and play, and it had a battery compartment on the bottom. And it turns out what it is, it has pretty good emulations of 10 original Atari games. I had great fun with the thing. But again, house moved. It either got lost or ended up in a box that got donated somewhere, I don't know. So, browsing said online auction site a wee while ago, I saw this mint in its packet and I thought, oh, I think we're going to take a punt on this. And that is why I purchased said TV, because it's got the right kind of connections. So, let me get this thing opened up. I will get some batteries into it and we shall see it in action. So there's the unit itself out the box and ready to put batteries in. It takes 4 AA batteries, so I'll get those in a minute, but before I do, I'll give you a look at it. It's a fairly faithful reproduction of the Atari CX40 joystick that came with the 2600 console, but it's a little deeper in order to fit the battery pack, I guess. And the television connection's there, quite a long connector cable, which is fine because it means I can plug it into that wee telly and hopefully it reaches far enough for me sitting on my sofa. We shall see. So what have we got? We've got the fire button there, an authentically stiff joystick, as I remember from my own 2600. Game select and start buttons on the bottom, and a little reset button just above the on off switch here. So bear with me and I will get some batteries into the thing, get it hooked up, and we'll see what it can do. Well, I know what it can do, I guess, but it's been a good few years. What on earth is that flashing I'm seeing out the window? Looks like a malfunctioning light somewhere across the way. Oh, okay. Well, here goes nothing. And I have got myself a cup of tea while I'm doing this, so yeah. Right. He figures out what input mode. Right, let's just see if I power up the device. Well, something's happening. We've got a red light. Ah! Yes! Let's see. I don't know how well that's showing. You'll be able to see what games is on it. Yes! Let us see. Try Asteroids. This is. See. Right. 1981, carrying. Ah, there we go, there's the sound. Oh, I remember playing this. The trick is to blast them into smithereens. Oh, and not get blasted into smithereens like I just was. Come on, you little goober. Authentically E.T.'s. Oh, gotcha. Thing is, your momentum is a bit. Very easy to get sideswiped by them. At least I know the thing works. I'm glad of that. Oh, I have disappeared. Come on. Where am I? Ah, there we go. It's amazing. You think the graphics on this were simple even then, but just an example of one of the games. And now I'll go back to the main menu. Trying to think what else. Adventure is, at least with each game it gives you instructions. I appreciate that. It's really good. I won't show too much of this. I'll just let you see the beginnings of it. There we go. Very primitive by modern standards, but it doesn't matter. to this if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've done this, so I would need to have a real good go. But the controls are just as I remember them, quite stiff for an old. And to avoid these things, get away from me, you little. Yeah. Trying to be polite there. Right. How are we doing? That's up to the 6-minute mark here. I'm going to cut some of that down. And I spent hours playing Missile Command. And press the start button. And away we go. The trick is to hit these. Use the cursor and hit what's coming down. Eliminate them. Come on. Surprisingly involving. Oh, a little bit. Yeah, you. I'm gonna have a lot of fun getting back into this stuff. Boop. Come on. Oh god, this is as much fun as I remember. No, you didn't. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. And we start again. I get 2 with 1. Oh yeah, beauty. Oh yes. Come on, come on, come on. Alley-oop. More. I'm not hitting my missile base, you little. And yes. It's very simple by modern standards, I get that, but it's actually amazingly involving. Come on! And the more you shoot down, the more it come. Okay, that's going to go belly up. No! Lost a city, darn. Nay. Oh, come on. Have that, you little blighter. Right, I think on that note, I'll stop that one, okay? We'll just turn her off for a sec. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching that brief demonstration of my new toy, I suppose. As you can see, I'm a fan of retro things, and there may be more in that sort of general direction in the future. Watch this space is all I'll say there. And if you don't mind, I'm off to go and play a bit more Missile Command, and then I suppose I'll get around to editing this. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.